Summary of the poem, Sonnet 7, How Soon Hath Time, The Subtle Thief of Youth by John Milton. John Milton's Sonnet 7, How Soon Hath Time, The Subtle Thief of Youth is a reflective and contemplative poem where the speaker laments how quickly time has passed, leaving him feeling unaccomplished as he turns 23. The poem expresses his frustration with the gap between his chronological age and his perceived lack of maturity or visible achievements. Milton personifies time as a subtle thief who has stolen his youth, moving him swiftly into his 23rd year. Despite the passage of time, the speaker feels like the late spring of his life has not yet produced any visible results, such as the metaphorical bud or blossom. This indicates that while he is nearing adulthood, he feels that his internal maturity and accomplishments have not yet matched his age. The speaker is self-aware, noting that although he might appear to be close to manhood, his inward ripeness is not as developed as it should be. He compares himself unfavorably to others, those more timely happy spirits, who have achieved more by his age. This evokes a sense of insecurity about his own progress in life. However, the tone shifts towards acceptance and faith in the latter part of the sonnet. Milton resigns himself to the idea that whether his growth comes sooner or later, more or less, it will happen according to God's plan. He submits to the will of heaven, expressing hope that he will be able to fulfill his purpose as seen by his taskmaster, an image of God watching over him. In this way, the poem conveys a deep religious faith and trust in divine timing, even in the face of personal doubt and impatience. The poem follows the structure of a Petrarchan sonnet, consisting of 14 lines divided into an octave, the first 8 lines, and a sestet, the final 6 lines. The rhyme scheme of the octave is Abba Abba, and the sestet follows CDE CDE. This structure is typical of Milton's early sonnets, adhering to the classical Petrarchan form. In terms of meter, the sonnet is written in iambic pentameter, which consists of 5 pairs of alternating unstressed and stressed syllables per line. This regular rhythmic pattern gives the poem a steady, contemplative flow, reflecting the speaker's meditative tone as he ponders the passage of time and his own development. Thematically, the poem explores the relationship between time, youth, and divine providence. Milton reflects on the speed of time and the inevitable approach of adulthood, expressing anxiety about his lack of visible progress or accomplishments. Yet, the overarching theme is one of trust in God's will, suggesting that human growth, both physical and spiritual, happens according to a divine plan. This reliance on faith provides the speaker with solace, despite his uncertainty about his own pace of development. The theme of submission to divine providence reflects Milton's deep religious beliefs and his acknowledgement that human life is guided by a higher power. In summary, Sonnet 7 captures Milton's personal struggle with the passage of time and his feelings of inadequacy as a young man, while ultimately offering a message of trust in God's plan for every individual. The poem's regular rhythm, meter, and sonnet structure mirror the balance and order Milton seeks to find in the natural progression of life.
Line-by-line explanation of the poem, Sonnet 7, How Soon Hath Time, The Subtle Thief of Youth by John Milton.
Line 1. How soon hath time, the subtle thief of youth. In the opening line, Milton personifies time as a subtle thief who has stolen his youth without him realizing it. The speaker reflects on how quickly time has passed, catching him off guard, as though time has been quietly and skillfully robbing him of his younger years. The use of subtle emphasizes how time's passage is unnoticed until one suddenly realizes its effects. Line 2. Stolen on his wing my 23rd year. Milton continues with the metaphor of time being a thief, stating that time has stolen away his 23rd year, carrying it off on swift wings. The image of his wing suggests the speed and inevitability with which time moves forward, leaving the speaker feeling as though his years are being taken from him before he has had the chance to fully use or appreciate them. Line 3. My hasting days fly on with full career. The speaker laments that his days seem to be flying by at full speed, rushing toward the future without giving him time to pause or reflect. Full career suggests that his life is moving at a fast and unstoppable pace, further reinforcing the idea that time is slipping away uncontrollably. Line 4. but my late spring no bud or blossom shoot th. Here, Milton uses the metaphor of late spring to describe his youth, but he feels that it has not produced any visible results, no bud or blossom. This imagery of springtime, which is often associated with growth and potential, reflects his sense of frustration and disappointment that despite being in the prime of his youth, he has not yet achieved anything significant or shown signs of inner development. Line 5. Perhaps my semblance might deceive the truth. The speaker acknowledges that his outward appearance might deceive others into thinking he is more mature or accomplished than he feels internally. Semblance refers to his physical appearance, and deceive the truth implies that while he may look like a man, it does not reflect his internal reality. Line 6. That I to manhood am arrived so near. Milton reflects on the fact that, though he is physically close to manhood, he feels that he has not yet fully arrived there in terms of inner growth. The speaker grapples with the gap between his age and his sense of maturity, suggesting a struggle to reconcile the two. Line 7. And inward rightness doth much less appear. The speaker continues to emphasize his perceived lack of internal growth. Although he is aging outwardly, he feels that his inward ripeness, his emotional or intellectual maturity, is not as developed as it should be for someone his age. This adds to his sense of dissatisfaction with his progress in life. Line 8. That some more timely happy spirits in due th. Milton compares himself to others who seem to have achieved more at an earlier age. These timely happy spirits refer to people who are fortunate to have matured and accomplished significant things sooner than he has. The speaker expresses a sense of envy and self-doubt as he contrasts his own perceived lack of growth with the success of others. Line 9. Yet be it less or more, or soon or slow. In this line, the speaker shifts his tone to one of acceptance. He acknowledges that whether his progress in life comes in large or small measures, and whether it happens quickly or slowly, it will happen as it is meant to. This acceptance of the pace of his development reflects a growing sense of peace with his situation. Line 10. It shall be still in strictest measure even. Milton expresses faith that his growth, whatever its timing, will occur according to a strict and measured plan. This suggests a belief in a divine or natural order that dictates the course of life, implying that there is a higher power determining when things will happen for him. Line 11. To that same lot, however mean or high. The speaker reflects on the idea that every person is destined for a particular lot in life, whether that lot is humble, mean, or great, high. He accepts that his own fate is predetermined and part of a larger plan, and that he must fulfill whatever role is assigned to him, regardless of its stature. Line 12. Toward which time leads me, and the will of heaven. Here, Milton acknowledges that time, along with the will of heaven, is guiding him toward his destiny. This line reinforces the idea that both time and divine will are forces beyond the speaker's control, and he must trust in their guidance as he moves forward in life. Line 13. All is, if I have grace to use it so. The speaker recognizes that everything, his progress, his achievements, his fulfillment of destiny, depends on whether he has the grace to make proper use of his time and opportunities. He expresses a hope for divine grace, which will enable him to live in accordance with the plan that has been set for him. Line 14. As ever in my great taskmaster's eye. In the final line, Milton refers to God as his great taskmaster, emphasizing the idea that God is always watching over him and overseeing his work in life. The speaker aims to live his life with the understanding that he is constantly in God's sight, and that his actions are part of a larger, divine task that he must complete.
About the poet. John Milton was born on December 9, 1608, in London, England. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest poets in English literature, best known for his epic poem Paradise Lost. A highly educated man, Milton attended Christ's College, Cambridge, where he developed his skills in classical languages and literature. His early works, including Lycidas and Comus, showcased his mastery of pastoral and lyrical poetry. Milton lived through a turbulent period of English history, including the English Civil War and the execution of King Charles I. A staunch supporter of republicanism, he served as a civil servant under Oliver Cromwell. His later life was marked by personal struggles, including blindness, yet he continued to write influential works, such as Paradise Lost, Paradise Regained, and Samson Agonists. Milton's poetry and prose reflect deep religious convictions and political ideals, earning him a lasting legacy in English literature. He died in 1674.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.